Test 1, 2, 3.
I'm just confirming my suspicion.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2, 3.
At this time, I'm going to ask for everyone to please stand, and we're going to ask Councilman Al Miller to give us our invocation this evening.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we just come to you tonight, dear God, just thankful for this day, thankful for the rain, dear Lord, that you bless us with. And dear God, we just pray for healing for this country, dear God, and we pray that you would give the leaders wisdom and guidance, dear Lord, and to handle this problem. And Jesus, we just pray for healing for this country. And I pray that you'd be with this council as we conduct the city business tonight. Give us all wisdom and guidance. We ask these things in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Council, in your packet this evening, you will find the minutes for the May 19th, 2020 work session and the May 19th, 2020 regular session. What are your desires concerning these minutes?
I move we approve the minutes as submitted.
We have a motion that we approve the minutes as submitted. Do I hear a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Next in your packet, council, you will see the agenda, proposed agenda for this evening's meeting. Looking over that, are there any additions or any subtractions?
Mr. President, I make a motion to amend the agenda to add for the consideration of a parade, public demonstration, permit of enterprise stand-up.
Okay, council, you've heard the motion that we add a permit request
In the first place after, under new business.
to be under first thing after new business. Is there any, do I hear a second?
Second.
Do I hear any discussion? Those in favor of adding this to the agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Next, we have privilege of the floor. If you plan on speaking this evening for or against the rezoning ordinance, that is going to be next on tonight's agenda. But if you have anything else that you would like to speak to the council about, you have the privilege of the floor, and it will be for 3 minutes. Those wishing to speak concerning the zoning, that will be right after this. So those wishing to address the council this evening, please come forward. There being no one, will move on. Under old business, we have a call for a public hearing prior to the consideration of Ordinance 05-05-20-A, providing for the rezone of property owned by C&C Development Group, LLC, from residential R75S to TH1, which is Townhouse District, located at 101 Mammy Street. Those wishing to speak for or against the adoption of this ordinance, please come and give your name to Miss Sweeney right here. And we'll take you in that order if we have anyone wishing to speak concerning the ordinance. While you're lining up, I would like to add that just like privilege of the floor, you will have 3 minutes. Okay. Okay, we're going to ask Mr. Shirley to please come forward. He will be first on our list. I would like to ask everyone to please speak into your microphone so everyone can hear you and the people out in the lobby can hear you. Mr. Shirley.
And I'm sorry, we've got noise outside, and I couldn't hear everything that you were saying because of
Okay.
the background, but are you saying we only have 3 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Well, I was not informed that it would be that brief, and the others were not either.
We're a little bit longer than the Board of Education.
Sure. let me just take just a moment to sort of get my information together, if I may. Thank you, and let me say what a privilege and a pleasure it is to address this fine group, community leaders, and what a privilege it is personally for me to help the members of the Byrd subdivision. There will be other speakers. They have a petition that shows that everyone in the neighborhood, in the subdivision, is against this move. What I would like to try to remind the council about is that years ago there was a zoning ordinance passed. It wasn't just passed because a group of people got together. What it was a concerted, expensive, time-consuming effort. And then when the plan came about, it's a major plan. This is a copy of your map. It tells you, and the TH1 is in other places than Byrd subdivision. There's somewhere that these structures can be put. And what I would like to remind you is that the law tells us very clearly that once you get your plan and before it gets passed, that you have to go to a concerted effort of making certain that your plan is guiding and accomplishing a coordinated, justified, harmonious development that must promote health, safety, morals, order, convenience, and prosperity. And in order to legally suggest that you can accept or review an amendment, you have to have some foundation that what's being done is going to be for the benefit of the citizens in the community and the public including Byrd subdivision. I ask you to remember that. It's extremely important. And one point that I would like to address, this is the zoning ordinance of the city. It's dated in June of 2012. It says on page 18, the purpose of the district is to provide and preserve land for single-family dwelling and other compatible uses. This is telling the community, the people that lives at Byrd subdivision, we can buy our property and it'll be preserved. And if you notice in the zoning ordinance, there's not another place outside of single-family dwelling buildings where it makes reference to providing and preserving the land for both family and single family. I submit to you that to pass this motion goes contrary to that. It goes contrary to what the people who built their homes, raised their families, maintained their property, what they expected they were getting and doing when they moved out there. There has not been any investigation that I know of that has indicated that this is going to be a change or a betterment for the city of Enterprise. What is the city of Enterprise getting from this? But we know that things are changing, structures going, 9 structures going on 3 lots, where at the present erection of homes is either to 1 lot or a couple of lots. It's a grave and drastic change. I would also remind you that the case law is consistent, that just because someone asks for an amendment, you don't automatically give it. That there are foundations and reasons under which you're supposed to look for. And if in fact there are times, the general thing and theme of the law is it has something to do with the land and the real property changing its objective. Where you change property like the hobby hut and like the Publix, and you take it from a city and a community and a dwelling area and you change it into something else because the land is no longer usable. That's not what's going on out here. I respectfully submit to you that the change to this that's being requested would be totally against what you, the city, have told the people of Byrd subdivision, and what everyone has been told, that if you want to move there, that we, the city, will preserve it and we'll provide it.
Got about 30 seconds.
And I thank you. I didn't realize I had such a short time, but I thank you for your indulgence. And as I tell my children, there are none so blind who will not see. Please remember what has been represented to these people that is going to change if this request is carried. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shirley. Next, we have Mr. Terry Ellis. Mr. Ellis.
I've got a PowerPoint presentation. I don't know that it matters if I'm talking to the mic, but I got to see this. If it's all right with y'all, and y'all can hear me. This is just for y'all. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Folks out in the audience.
You got 3 minutes.
Yes, sir. I'll do my best. Give me a chance to get the PowerPoint, let this thing warm up. As you know, you can't depend on electronics much anymore, especially those that have to warm up.
Mr. Ellis, are you speaking for or against?
I'm speaking against the change.
Okay.
This is I'll start. When we heard that CNC Development had acquired the lot on Mamie Street and the lots on the corner of Mamie and Baker Street, we weren't too concerned because we already knew of some stuff that they had built in the subdivision and how well it fit in the neighborhood and it fit into the community. Generally, when vacant lots are purchased, it's reasonable to expect somebody's going to build on them. And then the city's ordinance and the planning department would protect us from any non-conforming attempt. The principles of CNC Development are no strangers to Byrd subdivision. They built this home right here. And they built this home right here. One lot, one house. Then we got this public notice was on there, and then people begin to kind of wonder, well, things are not, things are changing. They want to change it from what it is to something else. And I'm going to skip over some of this stuff for time's sake. They said they were going to change it to a townhouse. Well, when people think of a townhouse, or when I do, that's what I think a townhouse is. And I think, one roof, multiple residences under one roof. Some of them were 2-story. And these are all here in Illinois. On April 28th, when the hearing was held, the governor didn't want anybody out in the public, so most everybody stayed home. And majority of the folks in the subdivision are in the elderly risk, so they made a decision not to attend, and but a few did. And at that meeting, it was the petitioner began to disclose more about what their intentions were to build, and not the customary townhouses that you just saw a picture of. But they were going to build them almost, make smaller lots out of larger lots. Then that began to change, and then the term detached townhouse came to play. The staff of the Planning Commission was trying to ensure those in attendance that night at the meeting, as well as those who called like me on the phone seeking information after the meeting, if the rezoning request was good for the neighborhood. And the interim director directed us to a development off the bypass known as the cottages at Woodland Park to see for ourselves what they were talking about. And this is where we went. And there you see a garage in the front, large lot, plenty of grass, etc. The Planning Commission was led and led us to believe that what was built in the cottages was going to be what was built over there. Nobody got excited. So we go over to Cody Drive, where one of the developers said that's where they were going. Those are the houses that were representative of what they were actually going to build. So Cody Drive, go to Cody Drive, and this is what you see: houses in a row, small yards. When I rode by that house, I thought that was a garage garage or storage garage that somebody may or may not live in the back of. So you see, you can see the entries there. That's what typically close together, high density, narrow. That gate back there is about 3 foot, and so 1 foot over the side, so that's about a 4 to max 5 feet. I can reach 6 feet fingertip to fingertip. And there's 5 feet, less than 5 feet of separation from E to E. And this is my last thing, y'all. We now know that developers tend not to build the conventional townhouses, but they're detached townhouses built on tiny lots, individual ownership. And we know now that what was represented to the planning commission was not what they're planning on doing. And developers said the market for these homes was for young families and children. I don't know where the children are going to play because there's not much yard. I guess they can play on the roof like the little kid jumping. There's more separation in a mobile home park than there is in this plan that they're proposing. There's more separation in an RV park. KOA has more separation than these. And Maryland had touched on the fact that Cody Drive and the cottages were designed originally for townhouses and not residential, and then changed them to townhouses. I'm rushing, and I thank y'all. Please vote no.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ellis.
Excuse me, can I ask Mr. Ellis a question?
Yes, sir.
My name is Richard Bray. Mr. Ellis, you remember calling me?
No, sir.
Mr. Bray, if you'll come up here, please.
I was at my home one afternoon, I got a call.
Into the microphone, please.
Yes. I was at my home one afternoon, I got a call from Mr. Ellis. He explained that he owns some lots similar to the ones that we're proposing to build these on. I said, okay. He said, what if we could build these houses on my lot? Would you guys go in partnerships with me? I said, well, I already have a partner. Chris and I are partners in these houses. So he said, well, you don't have room for a third? I said, no, I don't think it would divide out that way. I don't think that's not something we'd be interested in doing. So he said, well, I can probably change this man's opinion of what he wants to do. I know him very well, and I believe I can talk to him. And I said, well, we'll take care of that, but we're not interested in partnering with you. Since then, he's jumped on the other side of the fence, and these pictures are not representative of what we build. Those are some that we did build, but they're not what we're building there, and they're not the last houses that we built. They were the first ones we did. Single car garage, they were closer together. These things have huge backyards, big front yards. Yes, they are limited in the width between the buildings, but everyone that lives in these things love them, and they love them because of the size. These are 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses,
All right.
granite countertops in every bathroom and in the kitchen. They're not trailers. They don't represent a trailer life. And to say that they don't have the same room as a house is not true. They do. They have big fenced backyards. I have pictures, and I'll be glad to share them with you, of the actual houses we're building. They've been running around as late as last night talking to WTVY that we
Sir,
were
you were
building.
going to ask a question.
Yeah, and I did.
But I have an answer.
Okay, answer.
The answer to your question is, do I remember calling you? The answer to it is no. I have never called you. You have called me twice.
Well,
You called me the first time because Mr. Brock Matthews told you to call me, and I don't know why you called me the second time.
I called you one
Gentlemen,
time, left a
gentlemen,
message, you called me back,
gentlemen.
and that's when we talked.
Gentlemen,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to call you both out of order.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Speak up here and
Oh.
not to each other, okay? This is
Y'all
going to
heard
be
what?
a,
Y'all heard my presentation. I stand by my presentation.
Thank you.
I stand by the pictures, and I've answered his question.
thank you, sir.
Well, that's it. I just wanted to question him. He did call me. And yes, I called him first because I was given his number by somebody saying that he wanted to talk to me about some land. When I called him, then he called me
So,
back.
We're dealing with what's before the council.
Yes, sir.
As to what's happened
Right.
between y'all and all.
Yeah,
I-
well, I
that's-
understand, but
that's
it's
not
it's
that's
not
not our
totally fair
position.
for him to, represent like he's totally against it when he wanted to do it, if we
Okay.
would do it with him.
Okay.
Can I follow up on that?
Sir, just, if you want to address the council, you need to get on the list. You can see Ms. Sweeney.
Yes, but can I address what he just said to the council?
No, sir, you get up here and you get on the agenda and you can address him from up here. But we're gonna have order. We're gonna have order. We're gonna be respectful of one another too. Okay. The next on the list to speak is Mr. Gary Donaldson. Mr. Donaldson? Are you gonna speak for me again? You can speak.
Against, please, sir. Mayor Cooper, council members, good evening. Thank you for this opportunity to address the council. My name is Gary Donaldson. I have lived at 105 Mamie Street for 32 years. My property is adjacent to the property being considered for rezoning. On my street, there are 7 houses. 7 houses take up the majority of the land on both sides of the street. The proposed rezoning will take 3 lots and put 9 houses, 9 residents in that small area. That's doubling the size or the number of houses on that street in a very small area. That area is right next to the bypass, where if you've been there at 7:30 in the morning during school day or 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a school day, the traffic is heavy. That road is used to connect New Brockton Highway or North Main Street, and there's kids in and out there all the time. We have an issue with safety depending on that. This neighborhood was established some odd 57 years ago. It's always been 1 or 2 lots per 1 house. As this comes up, and just like instance there, you start thinking, am I in this by myself? Am I the only one thinking this way? What is everybody else in my neighborhood thinking? There's 65 houses in this neighborhood, 65. So I took it upon myself one day. I wanted to go see for myself what the members of the community thought. Were they thinking like me? Was I wrong? So I set out one afternoon to meet my neighbors. I went out, and it was unremarkable, the response that I got. I had people coming down the street, out of their homes, out of their vehicles. Hey, are you the gentleman that is standing up for our neighborhood? Look around, look behind me, look out in the lobby. That's what these people are here for. I was able to, out of the 65 houses, I was able to obtain approximately 73 names on a petition that I want to present to you tonight. This petition represents 65 homes that says no to the change. 65, 73 people. Okay?
If you would give that to Councilman Guzman.
In closing, on behalf of the members of Burb Subdivision, vote no for change. For it is not beneficial to the residents of Burb Subdivision. Vote no to the change amendment to keep the existing zoning plan in order and stable. Vote no to the change of the zoning ordinance. Your vote no is just, fair, and simply right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Next is Mr. Philip Thomas.
Take this thing off so I can breathe. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for allowing us to come and speak to you tonight. It's a real privilege to be here with you. I don't have much time. We had a lot of facts to present to you. We had photographs. We had other things to present to you. I'm not really here to talk about that. I'm not here to talk about who called who first, and I'm not here to talk about whether the picture we showed you is like the one they're going to build. What I am here to tell you is I've moved in that subdivision in 1967 with my parents. I bought a house there in 1985. I've lived there for 30 years. And this is not just about a bunch of old people that are opposed to change of any kind. That's not what this is about. This is about somebody wanting to build. It's not about just somebody wants to build a house that's a little bit different from the one that we live in. This is about somebody who wants to come into our neighborhood, make a quick profit, putting up property in our neighborhood that's not going to live in our neighborhood. This is exactly what zoning ordinances were designed to prevent. The primary purpose of zoning ordinance is to separate uses and structures that are incompatible. There could not be a more incompatible structure to our neighborhood than the ones that are being proposed here today. Every lot in our neighborhood has no more than one home on it. Some lots, there are 2 lots with only one home on it. They propose to put 4 or 5 homes on one lot. That's 9 families on what is now 2 contiguous lots. The average family has 3 members and 2 cars. That's 27 people and 18 cars crammed into 2 lots at the entrance to our subdivision. And they are asking for Mamie Street to be included in this rezone. That means they won't have a setback requirement. They couldn't really have one to put 9 houses on 2 lots. There's no other way to do that. That means they're going to be building right up to the curbs, no driveways, cars we can park in the street at the entrance to our driveway in that small little road right there. Now, I don't have any problem with the type of home somebody wants to purchase and live in. If they don't like my type of house and they like the ones they're going to build, that's great. That's wonderful. That home fits well in a neighborhood like Cody Drive. If you've been there, you've seen that whole subdivision or that whole drive was built to suit these type homes. Bird subdivision was not. The only legitimate reason to spot rezone, and that's what this is, spot rezone like this is to benefit the entire city of Enterprise. Would somebody please tell me how this is going to benefit the entire city of Enterprise? If there is some undisclosed plan to use this as a rezone buffer between our housing area and some other proposed development, would somebody please tell us about that? I think we have a right to know that. We might even support it, who knows? But I think being transparent would mean that we would know something about a planned development that this was going to be used as a buffer zone for. There are 65 homes in our subdivision. You've got names of 73 people from our subdivision. Most of them are standing in the hallway out there right now that all oppose this. That alone ought to be enough reason to deny this proposal.
Got a few more seconds.
I'm wrapping it up right now. In closing, I just want to say thank you so much for letting us talk. Thank you for what you do for our city. And I would remind you that you are our representatives. We elect you to do exactly what we're hoping you'll do right now. Protect us using the zoning ordinances that were created by your predecessors to prevent exactly what this developer is trying to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Do we have anyone else that wishes to speak for or against? Please give your name to Ms. Sweeney.
My name is Brock Matthews, Benchmark Land Services. I'm sorry. I am representing CNC Development on behalf of this as their engineer and surveyor. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and to address you. And I would like to, refute a lot of the statements that have been made, clarify a lot of decisions or statements that have been made, and kind of go from there. The first one deals with Mr. Ellis. April 30th, I was standing in my millet patch, looking at my cows, get a phone call. He was unable to attend the planning commission meeting at where we had the rezone, which was approved, by the way, 4-3. I have the minutes here. Mr. Vickers, we appreciate you making the motion to approve it and voting to approve it. Mm-hmm. We commend you for that. Thank you for serving on that. Mr. Ellis was interested in doing the exact same thing on his 2 lots that are just up the road from it. He asked me would I be willing to talk to CNC Development on his behalf. And if they didn't want to do it, would I be interested in doing it for him as his surveyor and engineer? And I told him that I didn't have a contract exclusive to CNC, so that, yes, I could do that because that is my business. However, the statement that he has made up here today contradicts that because they did not want to partner with him. I wanted to clear the air on that because I can get Verizon to get my bill and show where he called me, and we talked for roughly 45 minutes to an hour.
Well, let's go, let's get on with it.
All right, let's get on with it. All right, April 30th, we did that. The subdivision. I want to address a letter that Mr. Donaldson distributed to the community, okay? I want to, first off, for complete transparency, state Mr. Donaldson is a client of mine, and he is also a second cousin of mine, okay? So for complete transparency, this is where this is at. But my wife, Jasania, and I are property owners in the subdivision that we share. Well, first off, I would like to make, as you have in amendments that I provided previously, Amendment A, if you look in the green section of that, Mr. Donaldson is not a member of Byrd subdivision or the addition or never has been. He is an outlot of the subdivision. They circumvented the subdivision regulations of the city of Enterprise when they built their house in that lot. I have his deed from the courthouse where him and Mr. Otis, let me find it right here.
Let's stick with the issue at hand.
We are.
We're talking, no, we're not. We're getting off in some
Okay.
other areas.
Okay.
Let's stick with what you propose to build and
Okay. Well, what we propose to build are houses that are very comparable to their houses. They are single-family, detached dwellings. The square footage is 1,481 square feet. The square footage of Mr. Donaldson's house, per the GIS county records, is 1,334 feet. So our house is 150 square feet larger than his. In his letter to the subdivision, he portrayed ours as mobile home-like houses. So I'm not sure if yours is a mobile home as well, but ours is not. Okay? So the other houses are 1347, 1218, 1240. All of our houses are larger than their houses. All of the houses in that subdivision have one-car garages or one-car carports and single-lane driveways to exit and enter. Ours has a two-car garage and a dual concrete drive to enter and exit. Therefore, there is no traffic issue in off-street parking due to that. As was platted in 1950, the original Byrd subdivision, it is shown as Exhibit C. If you will also look at Exhibit B, you will see that Exhibit B has 9 lots in the first edition. The first edition of Byrd subdivision, 8 of those lots were taken by the Highway Department for the expansion of 84, the bypass. So as approved by the city in 1950 and 1966, they approved 11 lots for that intersection. 9 from 1966 and the additional 2 that we have purchased from 1950 from those subdivisions. Our plan to go back with 9 houses is less than 11. So the city already approved 11 houses to be there, and we're going with 9. The math speaks for itself. Reduced traffic, reduced inflow, reduced lots. But now you do go back to the 4 additional lots, Mr. Donaldson's and the 3 adjacent to him, that were not part of the subdivision and regulated by the city. Okay? So if anything, they created the traffic issue from their houses circumventing the city regulations. Okay? So with that, the prices, we're talking about home values and all. According to the tax records, Mr. Donaldson's house is rated at $12,000 for the land, $103,000 for the house, so a total of $115,730. These houses are currently selling for $152,000 over off in another subdivision. The exact same house. It is larger than theirs. It is adequate to theirs in style. It has brick facings. It has siding on the sides.
about a minute.
Thank you. So it is a very like similar nature to their houses that are currently existing in that subdivision. These are not 2-story houses. These are not rental homes. These are single-family detached housing. The Planning Commission voted for it and approved it. There is a provision in, and Stacy with the subdivision regulations, and I have a picture that I can read, has a special provision in the Town Home classification for a single-family detached house. It has a 24-foot setback in the front, 25 in the back, and a 10-foot side setback. The current classification of R75S has a 8-foot and 10-foot setback. So not only will the house be 8 feet from Mr. Donaldson's house if it's not rezoned, it'll be further away if it is rezoned. So at the present zoning, the house is going to be even closer to his house because it's an 8-foot setback on that side. The other side will have a 10. So if it is rezoned to this, the house will move 2 feet away from his house. So I know my time is short. There's others to speak. I'll let them say theirs. But that is all I have. I thank the council for hearing me. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else that wishes to speak for or against? Mr. Jones? Marilyn? Ms. Jones, do you have anything to add that hasn't already been said?
I don't know, Mr. Vickers. The only thing I got to say is I just asked for a no vote. Charlie and I bought this house a couple of years ago, and that's where we plan to let our grandkids be raised and come and visit and stuff. And from the bottom, I don't have all the educational facts or anything that everyone else may have presented to you. I just simply, from the bottom of our hearts, ask that you vote no. We would like our kids to be raised up in a nice neighborhood, and I would ask that you all consider voting no. That's all I got.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Thank you. Anyone else? Please give your name to Ms. Sweeney. Right here. Are you going to speak for or against? Chris, come on. Please bear in mind 3 minutes.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time. And also, I just wanted to, I've got some MLS stats here of the older subdivisions where the tornado came through and destroyed houses, and new houses had to be built back in
Speaking, you got to speak up, please.
I don't know his name.
Oh, Chris Lawley.
Okay. I've got some stats from the multiple listing service where new houses had to be built in older subdivisions, like when the tornado went through. Shows how much per square foot the house is sold for, averaged out before the tornado. And then new homes were built in the neighborhood and sold. And then older homes that sold after that. And in this one subdivision, Briarwood off Dixie Drive, the house prices of the older houses went up $24.04 per square foot after new houses were built in their neighborhood. That's just one. Pine Hill subdivision behind the old high school, same thing. Prices went up on the old houses after the new houses were built, $27.35 per square foot. Morgan subdivision between the high school and Synovus Bank. The old houses went up $10.93 on average per square foot after the new houses were built and sold. Sunset Hills off College Street by the mini park. The old house prices went up $15.58 per square foot. The Bird subdivision, the last 3 houses that were listed in there averaged at $59, $58 a foot. None of them even sold. Our houses, we're selling them. They sell as fast as you can build them for $102 a foot. So it's going to better their neighborhood, bring up their values. The lots that we bought to build these on were for sale with real estate companies, signs in the yard for one of them for, let's see, almost 300 days, 230 days. One of them for 163 days. So, I mean, if they didn't want neighbors, they, why didn't somebody else buy the lots? They can't sit there with nothing forever. I mean, I think everything we've done has been within the city regulations, or I don't think it would have passed the, the rezoning last time.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Butler, do you have anything to add that hasn't already been said, sir? Okay.
Thank you, first of all, for listening. Thank you. I'm not used to talking into a mic. I'm sorry if I'm even too loud. Thank you guys thank y'all for allowing me to speak, first of all. I hear a bunch about money. I hear a bunch about all these different issues. But there's one thing that I actually care about. Right here. This is what I care about. My family. Okay? I don't mind people coming and living in our neighborhood. I want people to come and live in our neighborhood. But the problem is we're talking about adding a multitude of people in one small area. And this adds additional traffic. My house sits right next to the road, Mamie Street, right close to the road. I have a fenced-in yard, but we go out and play every day. Right now, as it sits, when we go out there and play, I'm having to tell cars to slow down coming around my corner. I live right on the corner. I'm having to tell people to slow down for my child so my child doesn't get hit. I have another one on the way. So with this being said, we're adding 16 to 18 cars because an average home has at least 2 vehicles. Well, I know it has been said that we're already talking about, school, when school lets in and lets out. Utility trailers up the road lets out at 3:30. That adds more to it. That road specifically gets used as a cutoff because nobody wants to go to that stoplight. I can't even take my child out and play in the yard at 3:30 in the afternoon because of so much traffic right now. So with that being said, we add these properties at that time. They're not going to go out to the bypass. They're going to come around my corner. That's what's going to happen because that's the easiest way out. So that adds more traffic. So if I have to choose between 16 and 18 cars or 4 cars, what would my choice be? So yes, thank you.
Gary, you've already spoke, hadn't you?
Yes, sir, I have.
What? No. Come on. I'm just going to give you a very short period of time now, okay?
I've got some things I'd like to get passed around if I could, and then I'll speak while that's happening. There's 3 pictures here, and then 3 more and 3 more. They're pictures of the houses that we build, showing the backyards and what have you, give you a first-hand chance to look at it. And then the gentleman who doesn't want us to do this is his yard. And I know this is petty stuff, but it's kind of got to that because all we're trying to do is build some family housing. The people that live in our houses, these are their letters, and they've all signed. like to get those passed as part of the resolution. I learned this from going around and talking to them the same way he said he talked to his neighbors. And every one of them I talked to said they love the house. They love the size of the yard they have. They love their size of their house, which in most cases is bigger than any of these houses that are saying ours are too small. Our yards are fenced. They come fenced, privacy fence in the backyard. I think this has started out with an individual not wanting a neighbor. I feel like he should have bought the lot if he didn't want a neighbor. Because even if we don't build the amount of houses we've asked to build on these properties, we're going to build houses for what they're zoned for. Needs change, and they've changed, obviously. These houses aren't smaller, so the only thing that's smaller is the size of the lot. But the backyard's as big as their backyard. The front yard's as big as their front yard. The driveway is double wide. You can park 4 to 6 cars just on the concrete, not even counting putting 2 in the garage. Whereas theirs, you can maybe get 2 on the concrete and 1 in the garage. You know, I think it's just got to the point that they're just arguing to be arguing, because there's really nothing somebody could say to me that would change my mind that we're doing something wrong. We're not. We've done it in other locations and it's worked fine. We've been building in this city for 20-something years. And we've got the reputation of building a good quality house. These people that are in these houses love them, and they say they're good quality houses. Granite countertops in the kitchen and both the bathrooms, tile floor throughout the house. Most of those houses, when they were built, used a lot less, well, I won't say inferior product, but a lot less expensive product. And if there was a tornado went through that neighborhood, I'd like to point out which houses are still standing after that happens. These are built to withstand more wind load than what they were 50-something years ago.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know if we're talking about a health thing here or if we're talking about adding too many people to their neighborhood, but we have 40-some houses and an 800-foot long road that's a cul-de-sac. You have to turn around on it, and we don't have a problem there. We have a policeman that lives in there. We have retired people that live in there, and we have couples with children that live in there, and they all do just fine, and they love it there.
Just
they
a few
feel
more
secure.
seconds, please.
Yeah, I'll let it go. But I thank you for your time, and I think and I hope that this is looked on for what it's meant to be. And I know there's been some threats made. These people have gone around and spoken.
I don't want to hear that.
Well, I'm going to finish this part.
Well,
They've gone around and spoken to every single
keep the
councilman.
threats. I'm not going to allow that.
Well, they have. They spoke to every single councilman here. They spoke to the city attorney. They spoke to the mayor. They got the TV involved. They did all of this stuff. This is supposed to be, I present my case, they present theirs.
Yes,
Theirs
sir.
was presented way ahead of ours. And I hope it doesn't influence the decision of this board.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bethan Smith, do you have anything to say that hasn't already been said?
Yes, sir. I want to speak to y'all. My name is Bethan Smith. Thank y'all for letting me come up here. Just quickly, speak from my heart. I really don't want this. I don't see how it's going to benefit our neighborhood. I hear all the backlash about these people aren't part of Byrd and this party is and all this. That doesn't mean a hill of beans to me. All the people in my neighborhood that I consider my neighbors, I walk the neighborhood, and when I say I walk the neighborhood, I walk every street in that neighborhood, and that is my neighborhood. I go out walking, they ask me, what do you think about it? I tell them, I don't like it, I don't want it. They agree with me. Nobody living in there wants that. There's an entrance in and out and an entrance in and out. There's only 2 for all of those houses. I don't see how 9 more houses is going to fit, and especially is going to be put at one of the entrance exits that's right there at the high school. I don't see how that's going to work. I don't see how that's not going to cause all this congestion. And then that sends everybody at this other end, 60 people trying to get in and out, 7 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. That's just a madhouse. I already have to watch what time I'm leaving my house to go out this main exit on the circle for fear of getting run over and the traffic. And people using it as a turnaround, trying not to turn left getting out of the high school so they don't get hit there. I don't see how it's going to benefit our neighborhood or make it better. We have a man coming up here saying after the tornado they built houses and profits went up. They built houses. They didn't build townhouses. They built houses that were similar to what was there to begin with, if not a little bit better. Therefore, it did go up. But they didn't build townhouses. They didn't cram a bunch of houses on a lot and say, this is great. I don't see where it's going to be great. I don't.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, but I'm speaking from my heart. And thank y'all. Please vote no. Please. I have lived in that neighborhood since 1999. And I just don't see. And I don't have deep pockets, or I would have bought the 2 lots. But I don't have deep pockets, and thank y'all.
Thank you. Council, do you have any questions of any of those that spoke this evening? Council, you have heard everyone speak this evening, so we need to come down to a vote. There's no, you don't have any questions of anyone? We'll vote. All those in favor of changing the zoning from R75S to TH1, all those in favor of that, please signify by saying aye.
Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
I need the record to show that I'm recusing.
Okay. All right. Mr. Townsend is recusing himself. Going back, all those in favor of rezoning this property, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, the same sign. Aye. It is opposed. It will not be granted. Thank y'all. Next on the night's agenda, we have a request to award a bid. This is to introduce and call for consideration of a request from Police Chief T.D. Jones to award a bid requisition number 2020-05 for 7 or more in-camera systems to Digital Ally in the amount of $28,272.51. Officer, would you please close that door? This is to introduce and call for consideration of a request from Chief T.D. Jones in the bid requisition number 2020-05 for 7 or more in-camera systems to Digital Ally in the amount of $28,272.51. No other bids were received. Council, what are your desires concerning this request to award a bid? We have a motion that we approve the request. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any questions? All those in favor of awarding the bid signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Next, we have a request to award bid and reject a bid. And this is introduced and called for consideration of a request from Police Chief T.D. Jones to award bid requisition number 2020-06 for police vehicle equipment for 7 police vehicles to S&P Communications in the amount of $46,352.62. Further request is made to reject the bid from Seminole Communications as the proposal did not meet bid regulations. Council, what are your desires concerning the awarding of this bid and the rejecting of the bid?
I move we grant the request.
We have a motion that we grant the request. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second that we grant the request. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Next, we have a request for a permit. Councilman Ridge.
Mr. President, I move that we grant the request by Enterprise Stand Up for the Sunday's public demonstration. I'm sorry, at 2 o'clock. That request is made by Enterprise Stand Up for a public demonstration on Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
At the at City Hall, to begin at City Hall to the courthouse.
Chief Jones?
Yes, I met with the organizer today, along with Mayor Cooper, and we worked out everything for y'all's approval. 2 o'clock, they'll have an event here, and then they'll leave here and walk to down Main Street to the courthouse on College, and they'll have an event there, and then it should be ended by 5.
Okay. Mayor, you have anything?
Yes, after talking with the group that Chief and I expressed desires about safety and not to have any vulgar language as far as the signs are concerned, and that it must be, orderly, and that they have, timing, that this should be over by a certain time.
Okay. Councilman, you've heard Chief Jones and also Mayor Cooper. What are your desires concerning this request?
I move we grant the request for the
We have a
parade.
motion that we grant the request. Do I hear a second? Second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of granting the request signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Next, we have to introduce Planning Commission recommendation. This is introduced for the record. A recommendation from the Enterprise Planning Commission to approve the following requests for rezone of property. A request from Robert Charles Tice Jr. to rezone property from R100 Residential District to TH1 Townhouse District located at 1890 Geneva Highway. Council, what are your desires concerning this recommendation from the Enterprise Planning Commission?
Aren't we, we're just doing a hearing, or calling for a hearing, aren't we? You're just introducing tonight.
We're just introducing tonight, I'm sorry. Next, we have to introduce Ordinance 06-02-20. This introduce Ordinance 602-20, providing for the rezone by Charles Tice Jr. from R100 to TH1 located at 1890 Geneva Highway. We are calling for a public hearing concerning this request to be held on July the 17th, 2020 at the council's regular meeting. Next, we have to introduce Ordinance 02-20-A. This is to introduce Ordinance 02-20-A, providing for the approval of an official list of streets that are dedicated and accepted as city streets, and approve procedures for acceptance of city streets and public improvements to be maintained by the city. Council, what are your desires concerning this ordinance 06-02-20A?
This is just introduction, right?
Yeah, it will lay over if we don't have a suspend the rules. We'll lay it over. Next, we have to introduce and call for consideration of an agreement with M4 Technology Corporation to provide technical support, design, installation, and maintenance for the existing city information technology operations, financial software, assistance, troubleshooting, and maintenance of existing information technology infrastructure at a cost of $8,500 per month. This is for a 4-year period. Council, what are your desires concerning this agreement?
Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Per our discussion in the work session, I move that we grant the request to give the mayor the authorization to enter into this contract, but for a 1-year period as opposed to a 4-year period.
You've heard Councilman Townsend's recommendation. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second that we change it to a 1-year period. Any discussion? All those in favor of the just doing it for a 1-year period signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. So we have the mayor, if you would enter into that agreement for 1 year. Next, we have to review and consider streetlight modification. This is to introduce and call for consideration of a request from Stacey Hayes, Interim Director of Engineering, to install one 35-watt LED roadway fixture at 433 Pierce Street at an annual cost of $85.80. Council, what are your desires concerning this recommendation to consider the street light?
I move that we grant the request for the street light modification.
We have a motion that we grant the request for the street light modification. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Those in favor of granting the modification signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Next is to introduce and call for consideration of accounts payable A for May 2020 in the amount of $913,270.80. City of Enterprise, $849,430.18. For the Waterworks Board, $63,840.62. Council, what are your desires concerning accounts payable A?
I move we pay the accounts payable.
We have a motion and a second that we will pay accounts payable A. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Next, we have to review and consider accounts payable B. This is introduce and call for consideration of accounts payable B for May 2020 in the amount of $1,692.64. City of Enterprise, $1,692.64. Council, what are your desires concerning accounts payable B?
Move that we pay accounts payable B.
We have a motion that we pay accounts payable B. Do I hear a second?
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second that we pay accounts payable B. Any discussion?
Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
Let the record show that I'm recused from this.
Please let the record show that Councilman Townsend is recusing himself. All those in favor of paying accounts payable B signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Next, we have to review and consider contract billings. This is to introduce and call for consideration of the following contract billings. Barge Design Solutions, invoice 178543 in the amount of $4,468.96 for land acquisition services, AIP number 3-01-0027-022-2020. Second, we have Ewing, Connor and Associates Incorporated, invoice number 8 for an amount of $2,000 for contract administrative services, CDBG demolition project. The total for accounts payable B is $6,468.96. Council, what are your desires concerning accounts for contract billing?
Make a motion, we pay contract billing.
We have a motion that we pay contract billing. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second that we pay contract billing. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. It's time for the mayor's report. Mayor, if you would come forward and speak into the microphone, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, we're going to start with the Parks and Recreation. Youth baseball and softball games will start June 15th and games on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Adult and church youth softball games will start on June 16th and will play on Tuesday and Thursday. Adult kickball games will start on June 15th, and all the games will be on Monday. Alabama Sports Festival Foundation state games is set for July 31st to August 2nd. We are to host a track and field, girls fast pitch softball, wrestling, and indoor air rifle competition. Tournament scheduled to host for the June 20th USSA softball tournament. Special programs and events. Fishing at the Enterprise Recreation Complex. Senior citizens is the first and third Fridays of each month, and public fishing is the third Saturday of each month. This is for the big pond only. Summer camp registration to start June 8th and camp to start on June 22nd. Engineering Department permits approved. Single family detachments, $2,270,000. Residential additions, 26, $396,306. Commercial addition, $598,396. Apartments, 6 buildings, 96 units, $5,437,600. Nuisance properties, investigated 30, verbal contact 10, notifications mailed 14, properties without progress 3, properties mitigated 27. Water Department, there were 30 new construction water meter services installed in the month of May. Phase 2 water main replacement is progressing. They are now having an additional crew, and Crew 1 is working on Miami Street, and Crew 2 is working on Natchez Drive. Sheffield Road Well 11 rehab is complete, and the well is back online, pumping 750 gallons per minute. The design process of the new 1.5 million gallons bypass tank, the redrilling of well 4 and well 6 is expected to be ready to advertise for bids in July. Miscellaneous. The farmers market kickoff was a huge success. Everyone practiced social distancing and had a great time. I would like to encourage everyone to wear masks when shopping at our local and chain stores. We must all do this in order to somewhat curb the virus. Our census count is still not where it should be, and we would like to encourage our citizens to encourage each other to please fill out the application or maybe call for some help. We're going to have a group that's going to be going around in the different communities trying to encourage people to please fill the applications out. And on the efforts of the community, and we have groups that are trying to do things, we here in Enterprise work together in unity. We have unity in the community. And as we try to work is promote things so that our citizens, we're not looking at what happened in other cities, but we're looking at what happened here. And we would truly say that everybody is given an equal opportunity in this city, whether it's from kindergarten to high school, even to junior college, or services for the city, or whatever it might be. Enterprise is still a city of progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Gooseby?
I'd just like to thank everyone for coming tonight and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Thanks for your patience.
Yep, thank you everybody for coming.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Appreciate you.